go ahead. Let's talk about some Cardinals and Seahawks. Seahawks continue to freaking cruise through their schedule. I mean, the Seahawks, man.
I'm like, I wanted to bet the Seahawks to represent the NFC weeks ago. I think I've said that multiple times, but I can't pull the trigger. And like every week, I'm like, why am I not pulling the trigger? This game, my son in fantasy had like a 70% chance to win. He was going against Seattle's defense and Jackson Smith and Jigba, and within a quarter, he was like 70% to lose. Seattle's defense had 2 touchdowns on fumbles from Jacoby Brissett that they picked up and scored. I think DeMarcus Lawrence scored them both. First possession of the game, Jackson Smith had like a 40-some yard touchdown reception, which is kind of what he's doing this year. I mean, leading the league in yards. So they looked a little sloppy later on in the game. Darnold looked sloppy, fumbled through some pick or whatever. I mean, he turned the ball over several times, but like the Cardinals were never fully in this game, and we both like the Cardinals at +6.5 in this one.
Yeah.
And like I've liked Seattle all year, and then like this was the time I'm like, they might overlook this one. It's a division opponent, and like Brissett's actually playing pretty well.
He was competitive last couple weeks.
He did not today. Whether that's a statement on him or it's a statement on Seattle's defense. I just found out today that like Kansas City was really close to trading for Boye Mafe, the edge from Seattle at the trade deadline. That some people thought it was a done deal. Apparently, didn't get done. So we were close on that. We were close on Breece Hall, and instead we're just riding with who we got. Cool. But Seahawks are now 7-2. You cannot count them out like at all. And I know I talked about like, well, I need Sam Darnold in the playoffs to prove it, but Sam Darnold's playing really good ball right now. I think even better than he was in Minnesota. I believe in this Seattle team more than I ever did with the Minnesota team he was on last year. So it'll be interesting to see. I mean, you obviously have Seattle and the Rams fighting it out at the top of that NFC West in a good division with the Niners still in the mix. And then the Cardinals, the loss today, it feels like it might be over for them. But it'll be interesting to see. Everyone's going to sleep on the Seahawks because they were expected to do nothing this year. But they're playing really good ball, Chris.
Well, their defense has been playing. We talk about Sam Darnold. The defense has been playing unbelievable. Linebacker Tyrese Knight forced 2 fumbles via strip sack. They've just been, crushing teams from a defensive standpoint. But then you throw in the fact that they're playing good offensively as well, and you're like, all right, well, this team is really well balanced, and they're good, beating good teams, and they're coming out and they look legit. So. I think, Seattle led this game by double digits for nearly 55 minutes. The Seahawks offense called a run play on 78% of their plays, third highest rate in a game since 2016. They were just...
Well, part of that is they were up.
They were up so much, so they were just running the ball, just getting the clock down. But, it was... This is a team that you should worry about if you're another team in the NFC or in general. I feel like this team all of a sudden is just looking really, really good. And then someone who was in this chat, what's Kyler's trade value from the Arizona standpoint? I don't think there's much of any.
Nothing.
I don't think there's much.
He's got not like one of the biggest contracts at the quarterback spot, but a big enough where like if he's not starting in Arizona, why would you pay him let's say it's $45 million a year to go somewhere else? If anything, they're going to have to give up draft capital to get him off the books, to be honest.
Yeah, it's looking rough. And I think he's basically, I don't think there's anyone that really truly believes that Kyler is going to be a big time quarterback in the league.
At this point, do you go back and pursue baseball?
Go back to baseball. He's still young enough.
You don't, because you write out this contract, at least.
He's still young enough.
But once the contract's up, he was a very highly sought after baseball player. Who knows? The Rockies are looking for talent.
Yeah, there you go. You need another athlete, backup potential like Justin
and
Fields.
the Rockies just hired an NFL guy to be their GM. So, like, yeah, it makes sense. I don't know if you heard that, Chris, but well, he used to work in baseball, but he's been with the Cleveland Browns for the last almost decade.
Yeah.
He's done such a good job that the Rockies are like, we need that guy.
We need that guy who's been in football. And then also, that whole the analytics thing from, what was it? Moneyball. I mean, that's kind of old news now, right? Like, that's not even a thing.
He was Jonah Hill.
He was Jonah Hill. Yeah.
Yeah.
And now, I mean, if he was so good, why did he have to switch sports? And then I guess maybe that was his thing. He's just all analytics for different things.
Listen, I will still take that it's someone outside the organization.
It's true. Yeah.
First time maybe ever.
Yeah.
So I'll take that. I'll reserve judgment. Let's see what happens. But the Rockies have a ton of work to do.
They got a lot. By the way, Seahawks and the Cardinals are playing the other two opponents in their division next week. So they're just shuffling between this week and next week. So that'll be interesting.
Cuban, breaking news. Who did they get? It's not breaking news. It happened several days ago. It's Paul Debo. I don't even know.
We can't even say it.
Debo Testa.
It's
Debo Desta. Debo Desta.
It's that guy. Debo
Desta. My man. He was the Moneyball guy. He was Jonah Hill in Moneyball. He was with the Dodgers as in like the GM role, I feel like, for a lot of years. But he's been at the head of football operations for the Browns for like a long time now. And that hasn't gone great. But maybe he just knows baseball better, Chris.
Maybe baseball's his thing.
I think it was at best the Rockies' third choice, but the other two scoffed at a rebuild with the Rockies, which I'm kind of like, well, then why interview in the first place, though? Because, like, clearly this is a rebuild situation. I don't know. Don't waste time then, but we'll see.
Yeah.
Just have baseball operations now for the Colorado Rockies, so.
Figure that one out. Maybe Chris Bryant just needs him. Yeah.
He might. I don't know his masseuse skills, but maybe he'll improve the facilities to get more of massage tables in there. There was people that would come in for the staff if you want to pay for 20 minutes and pay $20.
Black market
overshare.
Rec got pretty drunk last week or on Thursday. He got pretty drunk. Yeah. But he was.
Did he think he was drunk, or he thought it was?
It's kind of one of those things where it's like when you kind of smoke weed and you've never done it before, and you're like, "Am I high yet? Am I feeling what I'm supposed to feel?" Like the first couple shots, I think he was overthinking and feeling what he. I was like, "No, you're not. I don't know if you're feeling anything crazy yet." But he got louder as the stream went on. I'll tell you that.
Wow.
He got very loud, and he wasn't even talking about the Steelers. And by the way, he swept both Jackbox games. When he's hammered, he was run away for back-to-back Jackbox games. Figure that one out. Let's talk about Falcons and Colts. Falcons and Colts. This game we were kind of tracking this one in Germany. We were kind of tracking this one a little bit late or early before the other game started, and we were like, wait a minute, Atlanta has a chance to win this game. And then we realized it was Atlanta, and what does Atlanta do? They choke away games. That's what they do. So sure enough, this game went into overtime. They did choke this one away. Indianapolis got the win on the back of 244 rushing yards and 3 touchdowns by Jonathan Taylor, joining Jim Brown, Adrian Peterson, Derrick Henry as the only running backs with multiple career games with 200-plus rushing yards and 3+ rushing touchdowns. He had 286 scrimmage yards on Sunday, most in a game by a player in Colts history, overtaking Marshall Faulk, which is 267. And then he also had 228 yards after contact. Dude... Dude, it's just every week we're saying this shit, Scotty. Every week we're saying Jonathan Taylor's doing some crazy stuff.
I know hindsight's always 20/20, but Jonathan Taylor got taken an early second round in the draft that the Chiefs took Clyde Edwards-Helaire with the last pick of the first round. And I think about that sometimes, Chris.
You have nightmares about that one?
I don't have nightmares, but I think about it. What would it be like if we had Jonathan Taylor? I forgot there was a morning game. Like, my son asked me this morning. I was like, no, I don't think there is. And I was like, oh, no, there is. Falcons and Colts. Without watching a ton of this, it seems like the Falcons were in position to maybe win this game. But the Colts had no business losing this game. I mean, for Jonathan Taylor to dominate like he did, I mean, Penix struggled at bat. 12 of 28 in today's NFL is insane as far as like a completion percentage. You can't have that and expect to win. Daniel Jones played better than Penix. So the fact that this went to overtime, there was controversy with overtime, Chris. I don't know if you heard about this, but the ref, and he's one of the worst refs in the league, if I will say so myself. He messed up the overtime coin toss. He thought the other team was the road team because it was in Berlin.
Oh, I did miss this.
And let them call the toss when, in fact, they shouldn't have been calling the toss. Now, I think Atlanta got the ball to start. Atlanta should have been able to call. Indy called it. I don't even know if they got it right or wrong. Atlanta started with the ball, so I assume Indy actually lost the coin toss still, but there's still controversy over but that shouldn't. Like, how do you fuck that up? It's because he's one of the worst refs to ever exist in the NFL. I mean, listen, the Colts were the better team after a awful performance last week. They bounce back in Berlin. They get it done. The Falcons tease for a bit. But clearly there's just like, I don't know what the Falcons are going to have to do to become a real team. Like, they have pieces and you're like, I mean, Drake London's balling like he's never has before. I mean, you got Bijan, you got all these pieces, and it's just like
they can never do anything.
Never mesh together. Props to Indy. They bounce back. They get to 8-2. They were the better team. Probably deserved the win, but it did happen in overtime, so it could have gone either way.
I mean, Atlanta had 7 sacks and forced 2 turnovers in this game. Like, they had a defensive game plan that actually was working for a while, and then it just fell apart.
But maybe don't give up 244 rushing yards to a running back.
True. Yeah, that's also true.
I mean, 100 yards to a running back is bad in today's NFL. 244
is crazy.
Like, good luck. Like, get your key card working on Monday.
the Jets meme of yeah. By the way, someone was like, throw Jonathan. I think Tay throw in there Jonathan Taylor for MVP. Well, he's got to overtake Drake May. And Matt Stafford's also up there too. Drake May is currently up there with Matt Stafford ahead of Jonathan Taylor, but Jonathan Taylor is 5-1.
Drake May just proves that people are dumb. And that's nothing against Drake May. I think he's really good, and I think he's had a great year, but like, no one on planet Earth actually believes that Drake May is the MVP of the league, right? Right?
I mean,
like, we're not stupid.
Vegas has him up there.
Yeah. Well, but Vegas bases it off of idiots that bet it. Like, literally, he goes to the front runner when he's running back, as I said before. Travion Henderson has like a 60-yard rushing touchdown and like a 70-yard rushing touchdown, and all of a sudden Drake May's elite. Like, I don't know. He did have a deep throw on like a 3rd and 16 where he had a wide open guy downfield that he hit in stride for a touchdown. It was a good throw. It's a great throw. But like, I don't know how that guy's so wide open. Other than that, he didn't really do jack shit. So like, against a bad Tampa defense. Yeah. Anyone who's betting on Drake May to win MVP, I think is a little bit insane, especially if you're betting on him as the favorite to win MVP.
You're only getting 3-1. You're only getting 3-1.
People are going to call me hater of Drake May. I'm not. but there's no way he's the best fucking player in the league. Let's get out of there with that.
Let's get to the next one here. We got Baltimore and Minnesota. And when you look at this, it's sluggish, offensive start. But like either way, this is kind of what the what we thought was going to be the script for this game. When you look at the end result, right? You have the Ravens who are getting healthier, and you also have a JJ McCarthy experience, which has been a wild one because he's kind of all over the place, made some mistakes, threw 2 interceptions, each targeting Justin Jefferson. But I mean, this is a Ravens team that is again getting healthy, and Lamar has a good record against the NFC. So all of that came into play. Ravens end up getting the win here against the Minnesota Vikings, and seem to be on the upswing and on the way to winning that AFC North. We saw the Steelers lose tonight; they didn't look good, and the Ravens are favored to win that division as of now and as of 3 weeks ago. But they take care of business in Minnesota.
Yeah, I mean, I actually, if I'm a Ravens fan, I come out of this game happy that I won, but a little disappointed. They did not offensively look very good at all. I thought this Minnesota defense kind of hit and miss. I thought the Ravens would kind of roll in this one. Baltimore feasted off of turnovers, which some special teams, Justin Jefferson getting tripped up with the, corner and he falls down and it's a pick kind of situations. But the offense for Baltimore in this game and Lamar Jackson never looked comfortable. We expected the offense for Minnesota not to look good. JJ McCarthy's clearly still trying to figure things out. And I think he has a problem. He doesn't really know what to do outside of hey, Justin Jefferson is over there. I'm just going to throw to Jefferson. Jay Jettis is over there. I'll just throw it up. And it's not working at all. But Baltimore, 3 straight wins. This one, I think, maybe helps them get a reality check of maybe the offense isn't. I mean, they just got Lamar back the week before. Offense looked like it was back on track. This week it looked bad, but they got the W anyway. And as we know, they play in the AFC North, so they're, could win out theoretically with the schedule they have left. There's not, as I'm looking outside of, well, I guess the Steelers are technically 5-4, so they do have some games against winning teams because they have Patriots and Packers as well. But everything's in front of the Baltimore Ravens to now win the AFC North and get a home game to start the playoffs. It won't matter because they have Lamar Jackson at quarterback. But I don't know. I came away with this game just frustrated in the Vikings missing opportunities. Clearly, maybe I'm just a hater because I wanted the Baltimore Ravens to lose, but they didn't impress me today. Especially in offense.
Their defense was better. I mean, their defense has held its last 4 straight games under 20 points, which is an accomplishment given what they were giving up in the first handful of weeks in the NFL season, where they were just giving up points to everybody and they couldn't stop anybody. But yeah, I mean, their defense is getting a little bit better and better as the weeks have gone on. They're playing against, again, some questionable quarterbacks and offenses through some of these, but they're taking advantage of them and they're getting better. So,
well, good news. They have the Browns, Jets, and Bengals the next 3 weeks. So
those are a couple
have a blast.
2 or 3 get right spots for the Ravens. So there you go. Naylor Bald wasn't great otherwise. Vikings had a lot of pressure on Lamar. Vikings got confidence due to the bad game in Detroit. Came back to reality for both teams today. Yeah. So Ravens get the win though. So they're on their way up minus 270 to win that AFC North.
Yeah, they will. They'll win it.
Bills and Dolphins, the surprise game of the week. What happened? Like, what happened in this game?
Well, apparently they were out partying.
Apparently, they were out partying. I don't know how. That's what Cleek said. I don't know if he was just saying that to say it, or if they were actually. I mean, he said if you know promoters out there in Miami, I guess if you're going out crazy, if you're a Bills, it didn't turn out well for you. The Buffalo Bills go on the road to Miami and lose 13-30 to a team that Miami, like, we've had a few Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde teams. They got up for this Bills game. I'll tell you that. The Dolphins, they had some fight in them this week, and sluggish start, massive mistakes, just dug the Bills a hole. And it just got worse and worse and worse as this game went on. And the Bills find themselves losing to the Dolphins in a division game. Buffalo's 17-point loss is the team's largest to Miami since week 11 of 2011.
Was that Buffalo's largest loss to Miami? Is that what you mean?
Buffalo's 17-point loss is the team's largest to Miami since
to Miami. Okay.
week 11 of 2011.
Got it.
Yeah.
Cleek still is saying you can search X, lots of picks out there. Happens often with NBA players. I'm very familiar with the NBA players and them going out when they're in Miami. But that's for like one game of an 82 game season, right? Like, NFL players, one, should know better. Two, Buffalo goes there every year. It's not like
it's true.
This is our one shot to ever go to Miami. You play them in Miami every year. Why are you going out partying? Go out partying after the game. Fuck. Like, maybe they fly back after. I don't know. But either way, I'm sure there's an aspect of it's true there, Cleek, but like, they didn't show up. Josh Allen didn't have a good game. He turned the ball over a couple times, uncharacteristically. Chris, we were at our niece's birthday, and you were like, "Oh, it's 7-0 Miami." I'm like, "Yeah, they're not gonna win." And then all of a sudden, it was like 16-0.5. I'm like,
"Okay."
I'm excited, but I still think they're just gonna blow this somehow. Buffalo come back, and then Buffalo had like a long drive and got into a
interception in the end zone.
And at that point, I'm like, oh my gosh, Miami's gonna win this game.
Tua had a couple like arm punt interceptions. Tua was 173 yards, 15 of 21 passing. Like, he wasn't good.
No, but their defense played great, and like, couple long runs from A-Chain to seal the deal. Back-to-back touchdown runs, kind of to close it out. Buffalo won their, Super Bowl last week, Chris.
They did.
And so they thought the season was over. They thought this was in like an exhibition. Why can't I talk? Like a Pro Bowl or something. I don't know. Playing in Miami makes sense. Hot climate. It's probably just a Pro Bowl game. And they got exposed, and it was embarrassing for them. I mean, at this point, I don't know what the odds are in the AFC East now, Chris. Is New England favored now?
New England is minus 240 favorites to win. Buffalo plus 190.
I mean, they already beat Buffalo head to head. They get them in New England later on this year because the one they won was in Buffalo. So, and
New England Patriots have an easy schedule. So, I mean, Patriots are they're in the driver's seat in the AFC East, and that's not something we would have said before the season started. I mean,
they're likely to finish with the 1 seed right now. In my opinion,
it's possible for sure with the schedule that they have. But yeah, I mean,
if they even lose 2 more, that leaves them with 4 losses. And at that, like, they're probably winning the AFC. I don't think anyone else is going to be there with them.
Well, and regardless of how Buffalo lost this game, whether they went out and they were doing their own thing, that's a leadership thing, right? That's hey, we we're just we're not gonna worry about this. We're not taking this game seriously as we're overlooking these teams. That's a problem. That's a leadership thing. That's a mentality thing. That the Buffalo Bills, maybe this is a wake up call for them, because but they had a wake up call against Atlanta. Like they've had a couple times where they have wake up calls where they're just like, all right, Bills need to get their shit together, and yet they have another one like this, and it's just like
another one.
At a certain point, what do we start thinking about the Bills? Because they've had a couple games where they're just like, all right, we got to get our shit together.
I think their defense is pretty poor. I think their offense is good, no doubt. Some uncharacteristic turnovers today, with a fumble on a run by Josh Allen, and then the pick when they were, inside the 10 or wherever they were, close to the 10-yard line, if not inside it, trying to score in that second half. I don't know, though. I don't think this is not the best Buffalo team they've certainly had in this stretch with Josh Allen. They've had much better defenses than this one. And the offense, I think someone in the chat said, or B Smokey's like, well, they don't have a top wide receiver. They had a stretch with Stephon Diggs where he was he was a top wide receiver, and they still didn't get it done. So at what point does Buffalo get it done? This doesn't feel like the year, and I don't know what they could do to trend it in the other direction, because they definitely have some injuries this year that are affecting that too. But at the same time, I don't know. I don't know if the window's passed. I won't say it's passed for Buffalo by any stretch, because you have Josh Allen and anything's possible with one of the best QBs in the league. But that roster is not great in my opinion.
So Tampa Bay is their next opponent. They're 5.5 point home favorites against Tampa Bay. Which
Tampa's reeling as well, right?
Tampa's after today, they looked a little bit
not reeling, but they've lost 2 or 3.
Yeah. They need to have Bruce Almighty prayers like you did for the Buffalo Sabres. The way they're losing some of these games, they got to do something, because losses to the Dolphins, the Falcons, what are the Falcons? We were just talking about the Falcons. What are they?
Falcons are no good.
And then there are other losses to the Patriots.
I still don't think the Patriots are. I think the Patriots are fine and dandy, but they're not elite.
And that was a 3-point game, 23-20 in that one. So I don't know. The rest of their. Yeah, it's kind of interesting to see. I don't know what to make of these Bills. Browns and Jets. I spent probably 0 time watching this game, but it ended up being, I think, a pretty good game based off of how it came down to it was a 27-20 game. I didn't see a ton of this one, Scotty.
No one did.
No,
I don't actually think we need to talk about it.
Yeah. I maybe I'll just throw out Jets beat the Browns in week 10 despite having 42 net passing yards in the game.
Yeah. Justin Fields had 54 yards.
That was
6 of 11. They didn't even ask him to pass the ball.
It was the fewest pass yards by the Jets in a win since 1973, when Bill Demery, don't even know who that is. He's not even real, I don't think.
That motherfucker back there is not real.
Led the Jets to a 9-7 win over the Patriots. But somehow, some way, 40.
It's not somehow, some way. They had a kickoff return touchdown and a punt return touchdown. The Jets did in this game, Chris. That's how they scored.
Yeah. And then, both these teams, the Browns, both these teams 2-7, not going anywhere.
Can we get to Shedeur Sanders already? I think he's going to fail, but it's more interesting than Dylan Gabriel.
Yeah.
We already know that dude stinks.
Dylan Gabriel ain't it. He's not an NFL quarterback.
No. You can see, I don't even need to see him. I could see him throw one football or run one time, and I'd know. Look at how small he is. He's not. No, that dude is never doing anything in the NFL.
It's my
quarterback. Outside of maybe being a somewhat decent backup. But I would say even as a backup, he's maybe below average. That's how lowly I think of Dylan Gabriel.
Jets doubled their wins today. I mean, yeah. I mean,
something. That's something.
It's interesting how the game was tied at one point and the Jets were negative passing yards. Like, yeah, it was a bad.
Yeah. We don't have to talk.
Yeah, let's move on.
It was a shit game.
Lions and Commanders. Someone had to watch that game. Lions and Commanders is the next one here that we're going to go over. And again, we're going to kind of breeze through some of these because we kind of know. Like, they are who we thought they were, you know?
But they are who we thought they were.
We knew after the injury last week with the Washington Commanders and Jaden Daniels that it was going to be a long season. That takes the wind out of your sails if you're a team. Like, that's your guy. That's the guy that's, supposed to get you to the point where, you guys were going to be competitive this season. A lot of people going into the season were down on the Commanders, and then this happens, and then it just compounds on itself. The Lions take care of business, 44-22, one of the 44-22 games that we saw today, and improved to 6-3. Washington Commanders are 3-7. Jahmyr Gibbs became the fifth player in NFL history to score more than 40 touchdowns before turning 24, joining the club of Barry Sanders, Randy Moss, Emmitt Smith, and Jim Brown. Pretty good company, if you ask me.
Yeah, I mean, listen, nice bounce back for the Lions, but like this Washington team feels decimated now, 3-7 after. And I told you I didn't think they were going to miss or make the playoffs this year, and that was with or without Jaden Daniels. Obviously, they've missed Jaden Daniels for a few games, but I don't know if it would matter when you're giving up what they're giving up defensively. I was more concerned about their defense than their offense moving forward. And
546 yards.
Not good. Jahmyr Gibbs did what he wanted. Jameson Williams had a monster game for Detroit. Jared Goff did all that he wanted. And none of it mattered. The most interesting thing about this thing was Trump being there in a dance and then a punch to the face or to the helmet.
Yep.
Which, again, punching somebody in the helmet is one of the dumbest things you could ever do. Guess what? That thing's harder than your hand. So it's not going to affect. I would slap a helmet before I punched a helmet.
What are you?
Like a slap, at least it's going to the momentum's going to carry and maybe their neck gets hurt or something. They sprain the neck, Chris. Face will get hurt.
Whiplash.
Whiplash.
Yeah.
If you just punch, you're only asking, one, to get ejected from the game, and two, to hurt your own hand. You're an idiot. That was the most intriguing part of this game to me. I don't know, but Lions took care of business, bounced back after a bad loss against Minnesota last week. So Detroit gets back on track, 6-3, and Washington is selling this season. They're done.
By the way, one note of this one was, and Nicholas said it in the chat, and I was just going to mention it. Dan Campbell calling plays now. They had they ended up making the switch. I guess John Morton, the offensive coordinator, was calling plays, and then now Dan Campbell had the play sheet this week.
I'll need to see it against better defense, but could work. We'll see.
I
think most people never assumed that Dan Campbell was like a X and O's guy. He was more like a rah-rah guy, but maybe he's got some X and O game to him. We'll see.
Pull that trigger. What's going on? How we doing? Who's your team and where you're from? Like to get to know you a little bit better. We have Amon Ra ate that weak ass punch. It wasn't even it wasn't even like a strong punch. I was just like, what's the point of it? And then you're gonna get thrown out of the game and everything else. Like, come on, man.
First, knock the helmet off and then punch. If you're gonna do it, make it worth it.
Or just, he wasn't looking, just tackle the dude. Tackle him to the ground, and then, you can, it's just, be smarter. Come on, man. Don't be an idiot.
What are you?
An idiot sandwich.
We'll see what happens next Sunday. Tennessee Titans fan here. Don't like to talk about it. It's okay. It's okay, but it's great to have you here, though.
Good news is we don't have to talk about it this week.
We won't torture you with it this week.
I think they were on a bye, but now that I think about it, I'm like, did I just forget they played?
I don't
remember them playing, so I'm hoping they were on a bye.
What's good to have you in here, Trigger. We don't have too many Tennessee fans, so it's always good to have some new fan bases in the chat. So, guys, if you guys are just joining us for the first time, we also have our Discord if you want to join us, and we're talking sports all throughout the week, even when we're not live. Make sure you tune into the channel. We're always sharing memes and breaking news and all the good things. So join us each and every single time. By the way, we'll be breaking down Wednesday all of the Week 11 games, as well as we might maybe talk some NBA, little NBA check-in on Wednesday as well. So we'll be doing that there soon. So yeah, Lions get the dub. Let's go to Jaguars Texans in this one. By the way,
What a fuck up. What a fuck up.
The AFC South was kind of, I mean, between these two teams, this one, what are you doing here? If you're the Jags, Houston Texans end up winning 36-29. Davis Mills, quarterback for the Houston Texans in this one, obviously. But Houston's defense gets massive big plays down the stretch of this game to overtake the Jags. And Scotty, talk about it. 19-point comeback. Second largest comeback in franchise history, only to their 21-point comeback against the Chargers in 2013.
I just don't know how you allow a Davis Mills led team to come back like that in the fourth quarter. No disrespect to Long Neck, but he should be extinct like the dinosaurs.
He should be extinct.
Dude's bad. Dude's bad at quarterback play. All right. And to be up like you were, and maybe not even deservedly so. Like they weren't playing even great when they were dominating this game. But to be up, 20-10 at half, 29-10 going into the fourth quarter, and to give up 26 in the fourth. Now I know 6 was on like the last play of the game, which was irrelevant, but I think Jacksonville just succumbed to their Super Bowl win several weeks back against the Chiefs. Since then, they've lost 3 of 4. Their one win was by a point against the Raiders in a game that could have gone either way. I think this was the end of the Jags season. I don't know if this is going to be enough for the Texans to turn things around because I still have concerns there, especially offensively, and their defense isn't playing as good as I think it should be or it was for at least the first 5-6 weeks of the year. But they stay in the mix, and I know Jacksonville's 5-4, so it's maybe dumb of me to say like this is a nail in their coffin. It's a nail in their coffin, Chris. Jaguars are done. They're done.
Yeah,
I know you were high. Well, you had like not high, but you had a hot take that the Jags would
win the division
this year. Obviously, it looks like that's headed the Colts' direction at this point.
Yeah.
But
and
just a stupid. Like I was watching this game, and I'm like, stupid decision after stupid decision. Whether it was coaching or player decisions, like it was egregious. And Jacksonville deserved to lose this game, to be honest.
Well, and you had a shot, right? Because we saw the big kick, right? We saw the longest kick in NFL history. So you're like, all right, well, there's a little chance at the end of this game where all you got to do is get in field goal range, because then there was that missed extra to the 2-point conversion that was missed, which opened up the door. All you got to do is give them a chance. And then the pick 6 on the last play.
But although I will say, I know I've shat on the Jags, but the Jags did get basically in field goal range for their kicker, and the refs called an illegal hands to the face on the Jags the play before the pick 6.
Yeah,
that basically ruined it for them. Was it an illegal hands to the face? Probably. But like, I don't know. Like in basketball sometimes, the whole theory is like, unless it's
a 3-point shooter.
Unless it's a really blatant foul, like you kind of swallow your whistle. The illegal hands to the face was called on a guy that was nowhere near. It was on the guy on the line, but nowhere near where the quarterback was. Like, did not affect the play at all. They threw the flag. It was an illegal hands to the face, and the Jags were dead.
Trigger, do you blame this more on the head coach or Trevor Lawrence? I want to. Yes, it's both. I mean, Trevor Lawrence hasn't exactly been that guy. If you gave me, I mean,
even if Trevor didn't play great, you're up 29-10 going to the fourth quarter against Davis Mills and the Houston Texans. It's not Trevor's fault, actually. It's not. You have to win that game. I don't care. Like, I could be quarterback, Chris, and I expect to win that game. I just go back and kneel it every time or hand it off or whatever the fuck.
You're not that guy, pal. Trust me.
You probably win that game. But
Davis Mills auditioning for a quarterback job in the future. Dude has been screwed by the Texans. From Watson to CJ Stroud being quarterback one since day one. Actually happy for that guy. Long daddy neck. Daddy.
I'm totally happy that you're happy for him. He has not been screwed. He's just not very good.
Super Mills. I mean, is Davis Mills our new Super Cooper? He's more relevant than Super Cooper.
No, he's the same as Super Cooper. He's the same. He is absolutely the new Super Cooper of this stream.
I'll put together.
Everyone will be excited when he goes somewhere else and like watch him dominate, and it's like, oh, actually, he does suck.
I'll put together a little emote, and he'll be super long giraffe neck, and we'll make it happen. Yeah, there you go. We'll make it happen. All right, let's get to the next one here. Rams 49ers. Man. We were kind of going back and forth whether or not we liked the 49ers getting points. We were like, man, it feels disrespectful. Like 4.5 points. I mean, the San Francisco 49ers, they've been playing some good ball. I mean, they were 6-3 coming into this one, and they're winning games even with some of the injuries that they've been sustaining. But then the Rams come to town and put it on. 42-26, Rams get the win here. 7-2 for the Rams, 6-4 now for the San Francisco 49ers from a record standpoint. But the Rams dominated early, and it was just it felt like it was just getting out of hand really quickly in this one. I will say we did talk about the MVP race. There is Matthew Stafford, who's thrown his hat in the mix. He's up there basically tied for MVP votes along with Drake May. So he's up there in his MVP candidacy with the Rams win here as well. But Matthew Stafford has thrown 4 or more touchdown passes and no interceptions in each of his past 3 games. Only Hall of Famers Manning, Marino, have a longer streak with 4 or more passing touchdowns, no interceptions since 1970.
Yeah, I mean, the Rams are definitely a threat in the NFC, no doubt about it. Playing good football. Got out to a 21-0 lead today. Won the turnover battle 2-0, which helped a little bit. This one looked over, and I'm like, I don't know why. I was on Red Zone. I'm like, all 3 of these games look over in the afternoons.
Yeah.
Like in the first half.
Yeah.
To San Fran's credit, they cut it to 21-14 after being down 21-0. But then couldn't get any closer. Couldn't stop the Rams offense, who has a healthy Puka, has a healthy, and it seems like Devontae Adams and Stafford are getting on a better page as they move forward through the season.
Devontae got hurt, though, in this one, didn't he?
Did he?
I think he got. I mean, I don't know how serious it is, but I think he got hurt in this one because he was on the sideline for a little bit. And I didn't know he caught 6 of 8 targets, 77 yards and a touchdown, leaving the game late with an injury. So I did
not see the injury.
Let's see.
I mean, it very well could have happened. Yeah, left with a oblique injury.
Oh.
But is hopeful it won't force him to miss any time.
So it doesn't seem super serious, at least right now. So you'll take that.
At most, it's maybe like a week or something. But
did y'all see the stat? Stafford is now 500 in total career win-loss ratio. I saw it, and I was like, it's the longest someone's taken in their career to get to 500.
Way to get out of Detroit.
Right, it took you a while, but you finally got there. You finally made it to the top of the mountain. It's right here. He reached 500 career win percentage for the first time at 231 starts. It's the most starts by a quarterback before reaching 500 since starts were first tracked in 1950. He's 115, 115, and 1 career.
Didn't Eli finish exactly 500 for his career?
I think that kind of sounds right.
I think he did. So they're on like I'd probably say Stafford's a better QB than Eli. Eli did get the 2 Super Bowls though, so we'll see.
Yeah.
But good for Stafford, 500 for a career. I don't know if he looks at that as like a really exciting thing. I probably wouldn't. But if you've never been there before, maybe it feels good. I don't know.
Yeah, it's all. Now you just got to keep staying on that side of the fence. By the way, Los Angeles hosting Seattle. That's a 2.5 point spread. Arizona hosting San Francisco. That's a 3-point spread. So both these NFC West, all the NFC West teams just round robining for the next week. So, yeah, we'll see. The Rams, given what the Rams did and what the Seahawks did, that's going to be an interesting game.
Rams Seahawks will be a good one for sure.
In LA, over under total at 48.5. That's going to be a hell of a game.
Mm-hmm.
Woo, get your popcorn ready. Calvin Johnson retired way early, didn't help. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, losing one of the best athletic freaks at wide receiver doesn't help QB.
No,
I agree, Beast.
All right, next one. Broncos Raiders. We'll 10 minutes on this one. This was
10 minutes. We can just spend 1 minute.
Or 10 seconds, I should say. Yeah, this was rough. It was a rough. This tells you everything you need. Here, I'll give you the synopsis. Broncos defense is what's winning these games. Broncos offense is not good at all. Bo Nix isn't the guy. He's not progressing. He's not getting better.
He's getting worse, actually.
Yeah, he's not getting better. And I think it's safe to say that he's not the guy.
You're not that guy, pal. Trust me. You're not that guy.
This has been happening since the preseason. This is happening in training camp. There were these questions, and it hasn't gotten better. Either the Broncos are hiding all of their offense and making them look bad and trying to like smoke and mirrors because they have a good defense, or Bo Nix in this offense is not good. And I think it's the latter. This offense is not a good offense, and it's a struggle. Unless they're playing a bad defense, it's not going to work. I'm out on Bo Nix right now, and I'm probably out on him for the foreseeable future unless he proves otherwise. But this defense is, I mean, you could throw any quarterback behind this defense or on the other side of any quarterback on the offense of a defense like this. And you could, I mean, Scotty, I could probably go out there and probably have some success with a defense like this. The defense is good, and they will keep the Broncos in games. But this is, it's a rough go. And there's not a lot of optimism. I've heard it on the radio. There's, at least on a couple radio stations, a couple channels throughout the day, it almost sounds like we're a sub 500 team at this point, based off of some of the takes I've heard. But I also have heard people who are like, oh, well, hey, they're still the best team. I have seen a lot of skepticism.
I feel like it's more optimism, turning a blind. Like, they admit the offense isn't playing great, but you're like, there's a lot of, we're 8-2, and your record is who you are. And I'm like, well, that's just bullshit. That's just you convincing yourself that you're actually going to be fine when, like, while your defense is really good, very, very good, your offense is really, really struggling right now, unless they play just a dog shit defense like Dallas or something like that. My stat I was going to pull out real quick, which will support your theory, Chris, which is kind of, I found this a little bit fascinating. And it's kind of like how they worded it is kind of weird. But this tweet: Bo Nix has six wins in his career thus far in games where he had a passer rating of less than 70. So 6 wins when his passer rating was less than 70. In the last decade, and that's going back, like you can combine all the seasons quarterbacks have played in the last decade. There's only one quarterback in the NFL that has more wins than the 6, Chris, when going for a sub 70 passer rating. And so Bo Nix has 6 in 27 starts. The only one who's above him is Josh Allen, actually, who has 9 wins with a sub 70 in 118 starts.
Yep.
Like to be second in the NFL in 6 wins of sub 70, it's not sustainable. It's very much Tebow, to be honest. It's very Tebow-like right now. And do I think Bo Nix is a better quarterback than Tebow? Yes, I do. But he's playing. I mean, they're winning games. They're winning close games late. And everyone's like, well, he's clutch, this and that. I'm like, I don't even know if he's that clutch. He just gets 8 opportunities in the fourth quarter because the other team can't do anything. And Cuban, I hear it maybe, and maybe I'm different as a Chiefs fan, but listen, there's a ton of people throwing out stats on Bo Nix that are positive. Everyone, if you're being true to yourself as a Denver fan and you watch him play football right now, you know damn well that dude's playing like dog shit right now. Doesn't mean he doesn't have traits that could, and maybe he could get better. And he's played better. He played better last year, especially in the second half of the year, than he has at any point this year. So is it possible that he could turn around? Sure. But right now, he's awful, Chris. He's awful.
I mean,
you're winning despite him.
No, the defense is what's winning games. By the way, this game, it was just a bad game in general. Between these two teams, 13 3-and-outs, 15 punts, 3 interceptions, 2 missed field goals, 1 block punt, 8 sacks, and more than half the Raiders' drives didn't go further than 2 yards. So it was a dog shit game. There was another tweet that I saw. Broncos games are like really bad sex. Nobody walks away satisfied, but at the end of the day, you can say you got laid, and nobody can get their money back.
All right,
it's like
I like that.
Yeah, I mean,
I like that.
It seems like that's it seems like that's the experience as a Broncos fan.
And here's the deal: I fully expect them to have their best game plan and play their best game next Sunday. Like, this is the game they probably want more than any other game all year, right? Like, you're at home. You can close the door on Kansas City as far as maybe, at least the division. If you beat them here, you have every opportunity in front of you. You hate KC. Like, they're going to probably put everything on the line, and they're going to play harder than they maybe have in any other game this year. So they very well could win. Like, I feel like people have asked me about the game next week. I'm like, I feel like I have nothing to gain as far as like living in Denver. If the Chiefs beat Denver, it's because like they were supposed to. If we lose, it's the worst thing ever. Like, I have nothing to gain in this game outside of like, well, the Chiefs need to win to have a shot at the division. But I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah,
the Chiefs need to play better ball as well. I mean, they're 5-4 for a reason, so it'll be a fun one. They haven't faced yet this year, so I know Sean Payton feels like he has the Chiefs number a little bit. It'll be interesting to see if the Chiefs use as motivation his bullshit comments after they lost by like 100 in the playoffs, and like, we felt really good if we would have got by this game and next week. Like, go fuck yourself. Don't lose by 30 in the first week. But because that was a direct call out to Sean Payton, who continues to win and continues to be the most miserable person on earth.
He's miserable.
Winning.
He's miserable in every press conference. It's crazy.
So awful. Like, he hates everyone.
And you can't criticize him. He'll shut that down quick.
They try and set the question by making one quick sentence, and he's like, "What's the question?"
Well, and let's be honest here about about Sean Payton. I mean, we all talk about Bo Nix getting better, but what about the play calling getting better? What about some of these things that we're seeing? I mean, he hasn't come out of this unclean. Like he has had some poor called games and some poor decisions and some bad stints through some of these games from a coaching perspective, I would say. And he doesn't get to feel those questions of, oh, well, how are you going to get better, Sean? What are you going to do differently? He shuts those down. So it's like, all right, well,
that person will get murdered.
That person will have a black
Just
SUV outside of their
randomly in an car accident. They drove them off the road and they were dead off a cliff.
Yeah. It's a dangerous game you play. But I think it'll be an interesting game. I think the Broncos defense will show up. I don't know what I'll get out of the offense from the Denver Broncos, but it's going to be it'll be a fun one. I think. Let's see. Can y'all talk about how Geno Smith doesn't deserve to be a starter in the NFL anymore? He is horrific. It's been bad.
I mean, he was bad for sure on Thursday. He didn't have a ton of help, but he was bad. And like their play calling, get the ball out quicker. I don't know if that's the play calling or just him, but like get the ball out of your fucking hands, Geno. Yeah, it was not pretty, certainly from Geno Smith's vantage point. And from his Seattle days, where he looked like a certainly competent quarterback, makes this move, gets to join his old buddy Pete Carroll, and it's not working out.
It's not a good reunion.
So it'll be interesting to see what the Raiders do in the offseason with him or just in general. But
yeah,
I don't know if he's starting caliber player in the league anymore.
It's kind of sailed. Raiders just seem like they're just trying to tank so they can rebuild and get a veteran coach on board for a couple years. Maybe. I mean, they have a lot of rebuilding to do. All right, let's get to the next one. Patriots and Bucks. This was one of our bets of the week that didn't come through. I think we finished 2-2 on the week, which, right back there at
that's your best week in a long time, Chris.
It's my best week in a long time, and we're gonna try to figure this out. I mean, after our double 0-4 week, it was just like we need to make a change here. But yeah, this is another one that we talked about, or that we were talking about going into this week, thinking like the Bucks. This will be a good challenge for this New England Patriots team on the road. Who are now 8-2 after this 28-23 win over the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Patriots defense made a key fourth down stop late to secure this win. But Buccaneers 1-5 versus the Patriots since 2001. Tampa Bay's only win against New England in the span was with Tom Brady as their starter, and that was in week 4 of 2021. But we're trying to figure out. I mean, again, we talked about a little bit when we were talking about Drake May because he's in the MVP candidacy. So didn't exactly blow up. He had some help in this one. But either way, Patriots get a win.
Patriots continue to get wins, and their schedule only gets easier and easier as they move forward. This one was, one that they definitely could have gone either way. I just talked about Drake May's playing great, and they're 8-2 and all this. This was not a game I would ever use as leverage to make him the front runner. Again, they had 2 long touchdown runs for 14 of their points of 50-plus yards from Henderson. He had, he also had a long pass that I actually forgot. He had a long, deep pass in the fourth. I think it was third or fourth. It was second half to Mac Hollins that they got first and goal in. And then he ended up throwing a pick, actually. So they didn't even score on that drive. That kept the door open. That was at 21-16, where even if they get a field goal, you're up 8. And worst case scenario, Bucks go down and can tie it with a touchdown and 2-point conversion. Instead, he left the door wide open, and the defense, fortunately for him, got it done. But and then it was still 21-16, and then you have Henderson going for a 70-yard touchdown run to close the game out and make it 28-16. Although Tampa did score at seconds ago, 13 seconds or whatever, to make it a little closer game. So Drake May's playing great. I think New England's a good team. I don't think there's any chance New England represents the AFC in the Super Bowl. Like, I think there's less than 5% chance. And I wanted to say less than 0, but that's impossible. It's not going to happen.
Yeah.
New England's good story. They're getting better. I get they're excited about their quarterback, and they think he's, Tom Brady reincarnate. But I think pump the brakes a little bit this year. They're a good, not great team.
At what point do you look at their schedule and again, they got wins against the Bills. They got and the Bucks. The Bills and the Bucks are their two biggest wins. I mean, besides that, you look at it and the last few wins, the Saints, the Titans, the Browns, the Falcons, and you're just like,
yeah, but some of those games they're taking care of business.
They are. 13 to 32, 13.
Blew out the Browns.
Yeah. 31-13.
Or blew out the Panthers.
So they're doing what they should against the bad teams, which is fine. It's just when are we going to get that next test? Because they have the Jets, the Bengals, and the Giants in the next 3 games. Then they play the Bills again. We'll see where the Bills are at that point. And then they have the Ravens in Baltimore. That'll be another tough game. And then they have finished with Jets, Dolphins. So they got 2 benchmark games that I'll probably be keeping a closer eye on once we get to those. But they're doing what they have to do against some of these bad teams. So, yeah. I mean, that's all you can ask
for. It's a good story. Pulled the trigger, said this game showed the Patriots the real deal. I guess it depends on what you mean by real deal, because they're not going to win a Super Bowl this year. They're not going to represent the AFC in the Super Bowl this year. There's no shot. No shot.
No shot.
Promise you.
All right. So, yeah, Patriots continue to cruise. By the way, at least on this one, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers kind of looked a little rough. I mean, they're still 6-3, but Baker, whenever you have Baker, he's gonna grind out a game for you. So, that NFC South is like Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde when it comes to what you're getting from those teams, whether it's Atlanta beating a big team and losing to a trash team, or Tampa Bay kind of going through some injuries, and they're still 6-3, and they're
6-3, but they're at Buffalo and at the LA Rams the next 2 weeks. Like, they could easily be 6-5 in a couple weeks.
Yeah,
they're going to be underdogs in both those games.
Yeah, so Tampa, keep an eye on them too. Saints and Panthers. I don't know if I watched any of this game. I think this was another one that
give it up for the Saints. I mean, the Panthers.
One.
Every time you're like, maybe the Panthers can, I don't know that they're good, but they could make a playoff run and be in the playoffs. And they're like, no, let's go ahead and lay an egg at home and lose to the Saints for no reason.
It's just
and they nailed it.
They nailed
their role.
They understood the assignment. Panthers had their 6th game of the season with 7 or fewer points in the first half. Carolina's 2-15 when Bryce Young starts at quarterback and has less than 70 yards in the first half in his career. I mean, this between Tyler Shuck, is it Show or Shuck?
Shuck.
Between Tyler Shuck and Bryce Young, this just didn't offer enough sizzle for me to keep tuned in. But the Panthers laid an egg and failed to build off last week's upset. So,
Bucks struggle versus the Saints. They struggled, but they still won by 20, so they covered that. The Rams won by 24 last week. They covered that. The Bears won by 12 the week before. That would have been a cover for Chicago. There's no way they were favored by 12 against any team. So the 3 weeks prior to this one, the Saints were underdogs and failed to cover. So I don't know that they're a cover machine. I think the Panthers just didn't show up to play.
Which, pretty standard.
Is it Show? I don't know what the hell his name is. I know he played at Louisville, but
Show, Shuck. I mean, I've heard it all. But let's get to the last game of the night, and then we'll recap our best bets. And then we'll call it a night. So Giants and Bears. The Bears. I don't know why I keep thinking the Bears are like just not a good team, and I look up and they're not, but I look up and they're still 6-3, and they're having some success. They beat New York Giants, who dropped to 2-8, 24-20 in this one. So yeah, a little nail biter though towards the end of this one, Scotty.
How come? So sorry, real quick, going back to Tyler's last name. When I Google it on, AI says it's pronounced shuck, like rhyming with the word chuck or luck.
Chuck.
So I'm not saying you guys are wrong. I'm just saying somebody's wrong here.
Somebody's a liar. You know what I'm saying?
Lie detector test determined that was a lie.
And literally now I see a YouTube clip where he's in the video and he tells how to say it, and it is shuck. It's shuck.
Shuck.
So I don't know why you guys lied to us. No, I'm just kidding. Bears Giants. This one looked like the Bears were gonna do what the Carolina Panthers did today and fumble the bag, and the Giants were in control. All of a sudden, a fumble and then injury to Jackson Dart took him out of the game. And then anytime Russ comes in, you got a shot.
Russ.
Caleb Williams, he was clutch down the stretch, had a couple, TD drives, got the Bears back in the lead and the win late. So credit to that, but they looked bad for like 3/4 of this game. Real bad. And if Jackson Dart's still in that game, I'm not sure Chicago wins. Hopefully Dart's okay. It looked like maybe a concussion, so we'll see what that's like moving forward. But Russ was abysmal, shockingly, in his relief of Jackson Dart. But this doesn't make me believe in the Bears anymore than I did before, which wasn't a lot. I know they're finding ways to win though, and they're what are they? 6-3?
6-3.
No, okay. I don't believe in them.
Jackson Dart.
I talked about anybody I believe in though tonight? Maybe I just don't believe in any.
Well, I feel like that's kind of the theme for this season. Like we haven't really had a team that we can truly get behind between all of the. I mean, every team has something that is just not ideal and that they're just battling through. I mean, there's not a sure thing this whole season. We've kind of been talking about that. Like, between the NFC, it's kind of wide open. I mean, Seattle's the closest thing, it feels like. But then you got the Rams. Then you got Green Bay, who doesn't show up in certain games. You have Detroit that's dropping games here and there, but then they still look dominant in others. Like, there's not a consistently good, sure thing team across anything. We saw Buffalo. They're struggling a little bit. Baltimore had a rough start to the season. Kansas City has lost some games early on. Denver has a terrible offense. I mean, there's I think maybe Indy you could make an argument, but even still,
But that's a team that's never been in this situation and no one thought would be in this situation. So do you really believe in that in the playoffs? I don't know.
Yeah. So
the Chiefs have been mentioned a few dozen times. Yes, but I never mention them in a way where I'm like, I definitely believe in them.
I love this season because there's no clear number one team. The NFL is wide open, says Tay. Also, the bad teams as well, T minus the Titans. So I think that's maybe why we're always maybe it does sound like we're kind of haters.
I hate all the teams this year,
but because
they've given us reason to hate them.
There's just it doesn't seem like it's a clear cut thing, which again, it's gonna make it really interesting down the stretch of the season.
I think the NFC is more clear than the AFC. I think the AFC right now is wide open.
Yeah,
because nobody wants. I know Indy's playing well, but we'll see. And then beyond that, Indy also won in overtime against Atlanta today. So lost in embarrassing fashion against a bad Steelers team the week before. So everyone's giving us reasons to be like, you're not it.
Yeah,
in the AFC. NFC, between the Rams and Seahawks and maybe the winner of tomorrow night between the Packers and Eagles, you have 3 legitimate teams that you're like, all right, these teams are pretty good.
Yeah. So it's interesting, man. I can't wait to to see what's coming down the pipeline for these next few weeks. Here's our best bets of the week, by the way. So we went 2-2. We started to do the combine now. We're Scotty and we're going through, and we're just going to pick our best bets of the week, and just do just throw out 4 solid picks. Went 2-2 this week. Tampa Bay didn't cover, and then Buffalo shit the bed, because of course they did against Miami. So of course that's just the life we live when we're riding with the Buffalo Bills sometimes. But we're going to look to improve on that this week. And we're going to, I think there's some games that I like this week. Looking ahead, some interesting ones. We'll talk about a lot of these on Wednesday's show, but pull that trigger. What's going on? Thank you for that follow. We'll be back live Wednesday, by the way. We'll break down the top games of the week, all of our best bets, and we'll even throw out some news stories around the NBA, around the sports world. So make sure you guys stay tuned on that as well. But tomorrow night, Philadelphia, Green Bay. This line was 2.5 all week. Green Bay now 1.5 point favorites at home against Philadelphia. Over under total set at 45.5. Scotty, what are your thoughts on that Monday night?
I mean, again, these teams, anything can happen with, Green Bay 1 week looks like the best team in the NFL, and then they lose to shitty teams the next week. So my lean at 1.5 or 2.5 or any of that would actually be on Green Bay. I think their offense, like last week, they didn't put up points, but like little unlucky. They kept driving the ball and then maybe turn it over on downs late, deep in the other team's area or whatever, and being aggressive. I think the offense is playing better than people realize, and Green Bay's defense, I still think, is pretty damn good. I just think Green Bay at home, I think their offense will be a little more reliable. I think Green Bay gets a W tomorrow night. But it wouldn't shock me if Philly wins, obviously. Super Bowl champs. I
kind of liked Philly for a minute at 2.5, for 5 minutes in the middle of the week. And I was like, it just seems like this is a spot where people are going to look at Green Bay's last performance and be like, yeah, I'm down on Green Bay and it should be Philly, which kind of scared me off it a little bit. It felt a little trappy. So I left it alone, and I was like, I don't want to mess around with this one. But I'm kind of
It's all going to come down to if Jalen Hurts can get protection, the Eagles have a good shot of winning. If he doesn't, they almost have zero shot of winning, and I feel like it's going to be closer to the latter than him getting good protection, because that offensive line in Philly hasn't played as well as it did last year, at least.
Yeah, 83% of the money or 83% of the public, 88% of the money, all on Philadelphia, which is like a landslide, which makes me feel like Packers.
Which is ironic because I think the Packers have been, even with their 2 ugly losses, the better team this year, and an ugly tie and all the things they have. But
I mean, Packers money line -120 in play. You're getting some okay value there if you wanted to go that route. Otherwise, you could just take -105 at -1.5 on the Packers on that one as well. So I can see this game end in a tie. Maybe just keep
2 ties for the Packers this year.
Keep the ties coming. So there you go.
I'd have to look the last time a team had 2 ties in a season. Or even if it's ever happened.
It hasn't happened, at least recently. I know it's I'd probably say it hasn't happened, but that's just me. All right, guys. Well, that's going to do it for tonight's show. Not Shuck. And we are going to get into...
It is Shuck,
though. That's going to do it for tonight's Shuck. Pronounced the same way. We're mixing it up here on a Sunday night. But thank you guys for staying with us. W Stream, we got all you guys giving us love in the chat today. Great show as always, says Medusa. W Stream, says Tay. Thank you guys. We are here every single Wednesday and Sunday. Y'all are chill. Definitely keep tuning in. Thank you, Pull Trigger. How we doing, man? It's good to have all of you
Appreciate it.
guys enjoying the show.
Appreciate you coming.